And our guest this week is an American musical icon. He's a singer, songwriter, musician, successful actor.
From chart-topping hits like Me and Bobby McGee to the raw narratives of Sunday Morning Coming Down and Help Me Make It Through the Night, Kristofferson's name stands as a legend, leaving an indelible mark on country music. Beyond music, he hustled as a concert draw, actor, athlete, and writer.
It was a big part of my life. It saved my life, as a matter of fact.
Earning the status of a cultural icon. Now, as he bids farewell to the world, liquidating his possessions, the untold stories embedded in these objects weave a narrative of fame, struggle, and artistic brilliance that defines the unparalleled life of Kris Kristofferson. Join us as we explore the life of this music icon. Early life. The legendary Kris Kristofferson was born on June 22, 1936, in Brownsville, Texas, setting the stage for a life destined for greatness. Born into a family of conservative military personnel, Kristofferson was the eldest of 3 children. The family's nomadic lifestyle took them to various places during Kristofferson's formative years. However, they finally moved to San Mateo, California, in junior high school, making it their permanent home. After graduating high school in 1954, Kristofferson pursued his passion for creative writing and William Blake's poetry at Pomona College in Southern California. Little did the world know that this talented individual would later receive numerous accolades for his writing, including the first prize in the Atlantic Monthly's short story contest. Beyond his literary prowess, Kristofferson showcased his versatility as a Golden Gloves fighter and a football player during his college years. His remarkable journey continued with a Rhodes Scholarship, paving the way for him to attend Oxford University and earn his bachelor's degree with honors in 1958. That same year, he ventured to England to pursue a master's degree in literature. Amidst his academic pursuits, Kristofferson, also known as Kris Carson, began playing at local clubs, revealing his musical talents.
My clothes found my clean as dirty shirt.
While his early attempts at recording were met with limited success, life took a turn when he returned home, rekindled a romance with his high school sweetheart, Frances Beer, and tied the knot. As destiny would have it, Kristofferson found himself at a crossroads, defying expectations by joining the army and training as a helicopter pilot. Little did anyone know that this seemingly unconventional choice would be crucial in shaping his future musical endeavors. Enlisting in the U.S. Army, he underwent training as a ranger and helicopter pilot, eventually serving in West Germany. Despite the demands of military life, Kristofferson's passion for music endured, and he even formed a soldiers' band that performed at various events. By 1965, he had risen to the rank of captain, receiving an invitation to teach English at West Point. However, destiny had other plans for the man who would become a musical icon. Heading to Nashville,
I should have known better than getting involved with a pig in the first place.
Before taking up his new role at West Point, Kristofferson took a leave of absence and chose to travel to Nashville, the heart of country music. This was a pivotal moment in his life. Marion Wilkin, a cousin of a friend working as a lyricist in the city, appreciated Kristofferson's songwriting talents during his visit. This encounter fueled his determination to pursue his dream of becoming a composer, leading him to make a bold decision, leaving the army and turning down a prestigious position at West Point. "I've been writing songs since I was 11 years old," Kristofferson shared with Cowboys and Indians, "and I realized right away that this is my place." However, his journey was far from a smooth ascent. Facing initial struggles and disapproval from his family, Kristofferson's choice strained his relationship with his parents, leading to a decades-long silence with his mother. Despite moving to Nashville with his wife and daughter, Tracy, and securing a publishing deal with Bighorn Music, financial hardships persisted. Kristofferson took on various odd jobs to make ends meet, including working as a janitor at Columbia Records Studios in Nashville, sweeping floors and clearing ashtrays used by luminaries such as George Jones, Bob Dylan, and Johnny Cash. He persisted in honing his craft and trying to sell his songs.
Nothing ain't worth nothing but a free.
Amidst challenges, there were glimpses of success, with other musicians recording Kristofferson's songs like Jody and the Kid and Vietnam Blues, earning spots on the country charts. However, his performance debut, Golden Idol, in 1967, did not fare as well. Facing personal hardships, including the birth of his second child, Kris, and health issues leading to substantial medical expenses, Kristofferson's determination remained unshaken. Through unwavering dedication to his music and an indomitable will to succeed, he weathered the storm, paving the way for the legendary career that would follow. career breakthrough with Sunday Morning, Coming Down. In the whirlwind of Kristofferson's early days in Nashville, where occasional song sales barely scratched the surface of his financial needs, he took on the unexpected role of a helicopter pilot just to make ends meet. After 5 years of relentless pursuit, the breakthrough came in a blaze of audacity. As a janitor at the recording studio, he handed a demo cassette to June Carter, though her husband, Johnny Cash, initially brushed off the tunes. Undeterred, Kristofferson pulled off a stunt for the ages, flying his helicopter straight to Cash's residence and landing it on his lawn. Despite differing accounts of the encounter, it worked. After listening to Sunday Morning Coming Down, Cash recorded and showcased it on his popular TV show, which marked a turning point for Kristofferson's career. Cash's introduction of Kristofferson at the 1970 Newport Folk Festival thrust him into the public eye, and the Troubadour in Los Angeles, the Isle of Wight Festival in England, and the Bitter End in New York City became pivotal venues for his rising prominence. The release of his debut self-titled album saw covers of his songs, including Waylon Jennings's take on The Taker, Jerry Lee Lewis's rendition of Once More with Feeling, and Sammy Smith's Help Me Make It Through the Night, making waves on the country charts.
I am so old and forgetful. I'm no good on names.
Cash's version of Sunday Morning Coming Down and Ray Price's rendition of For the Good Times further solidified Kristofferson's presence in popular music, earning Song of the Year accolades from the Country Music Association and the Academy of Country Music. However, it was Janis Joplin's posthumous release of Me and Bobby McGee on her album Pearl that truly propelled Kristofferson to new heights. The song hit #1 on the pop charts in March and became Joplin's biggest hit and a defining moment for Kristofferson. Over the years, various artists have embraced and recorded the iconic track, from Olivia Newton-John to Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, and Chet Atkins. Riding high on the success of Me and Bobby McGee, Kristofferson's next album, The Silver-Tongued Devil and I, achieved gold status, prompting a reissue of his debut record with resounding success. By the close of 1971, Kristofferson had transformed from relative obscurity to a songwriting luminary, garnering multiple Grammy Awards nominations for 3 of his albums. Kristofferson won Best Country Song for Help Me Make It Through the Night. His journey from a struggling musician to a celebrated artist was extraordinary, marked by audacity, resilience, and a string of iconic compositions that etched his name in the annals of music history. Talent Scout. In the roller coaster ride of his singing career, Kris Kristofferson managed to pen one hit after another during the early 1970s. Beyond being a gifted songwriter, he had an uncanny ability to spot talent in others. The turning point came in 1971, when Steve Goodman served as the opening act for Kristofferson at Chicago's Quiet nightclub. Goodman urged Kristofferson to witness a friend's performance across town each night. Finally, on the last night, around 2 a.m., and there he encountered an unknown singer-songwriter named John Prine, captivating a sparsely populated club. I got on the stage right in front of him and sang about 7 songs, recalled Prine to Billboard. After the impromptu performance, Kristofferson bought Prine a drink and requested an encore, asking him to repeat the 7 songs and anything else he had written. Persuaded by the talent he witnessed, Kristofferson swiftly introduced Prine to influential figures in Nashville. This pivotal moment led to a record deal, and Prine began recording his debut album, featuring the same songs he had performed in that deserted nightclub. It really was a Cinderella story, truly. Before his passing in the year 2020, Prine was honored with a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, a testament to a career that might not have soared without the intervention of fellow musician Kris Kristofferson. A Star is Born. In addition to making his mark as a renowned songwriter,
Well, yeah, it's if it weren't for songwriting.
Kris Kristofferson ventured into the world of acting, a decision that would prove remarkably successful. Embarking on this new path with the drama The Last Movie in 1971, under the direction of Dennis Hopper, Kristofferson seamlessly integrated his film career with his musical pursuits. His acting roles, often accompanied by songs he penned, became a significant aspect of his artistic repertoire. During the early 1970s, he portrayed iconic characters such as Billy the Kid in Sam Peckinpah's Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, shared the screen with Ellen Burstyn in Martin Scorsese's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, and starred alongside Gene Hackman in Cisco Pike. Meanwhile, his albums Border Lord and Spooky Lady's Sideshow saw moderate success. The pivotal moment in Kristofferson's personal life coincided with the success of Why Me, his #1 country single in 1973. This marked the year of his separation from Frances Beer and the beginning of a new chapter with vocalist Rita Coolidge, whom he married shortly after. Their union brought them a daughter named Casey in 1974 and a series of well-received solo recordings. Their 1973 album, Full Moon, yielded the Grammy award-winning track From the Bottle to the Bottom and the gold record A Song I'd Like to Sing, while the 1974 album Breakaway featured the Grammy award-winning track Lover Please. As the decade's second half unfolded, Kristofferson continued to make musical contributions with albums like Who's to Bless and Who's to Blame and Surreal Thing, achieving success on country charts. He showcased his acting prowess in films such as The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea and Vigilante. His role as an aging rock star opposite Barbra Streisand in the 1976 remake of A Star is Born became a defining moment of his career. Despite critical backlash, the film was a box office hit, and the soundtrack featuring Kristofferson's songs soared to the top of the music charts. Recognizing his outstanding performance, Kristofferson received the Golden Globe for Best Actor. Kristofferson faced personal and professional shifts as the 1970s came to a close. Shake Hands with the Devil and Easter Island marked the end of his collaborative recordings with Coolidge, as the two parted ways in late 1979. Challenges arose with his decision to take on the lead role in Michael Cimino's The Deer Hunter, a film that became one of Hollywood's biggest failures due to its significant budget overruns and delays. The aftermath saw Kristofferson shunned by Hollywood, acknowledging, "I'm sure it knocked me off the course I had been on right then," as he shared with the Los Angeles Times. "I believe that it rendered me unmarketable for a spell." The Highwaymen. With some help from his comrades, Kristofferson revitalized his musical journey, proving that even though his acting career seemed to end, his musical prowess was far from extinguished. Amid the Christmas TV special Christmas on the Road recording in Montreux, Switzerland in 1984, Johnny Cash invited a select group of friends and colleagues. Enter Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson, the heavyweight trio dominating the country music scene. Rolling Stone recounted that their days were dedicated to intense recording sessions, followed by nights of impromptu jams in the studio. Recognizing their exceptional chemistry, they decided to take it a step further and form a supergroup, leading to the creation of a groundbreaking album. Released in 1985 and titled Highwaymen, the single of the same name hit #1 on the country music charts. Desperado's Waiting for a Train hit #15. The album's title seamlessly transitioned into the band's identity, the Highwaymen. Beyond shaping the landscape of contemporary country music and paving the way for noteworthy collaborations, the Highwaymen transcended into pop culture prominence. In addition to dropping more albums in 1990 and 1995, the quartet shared the screen in the 1986 made-for-TV production Stagecoach. It lent their voices to 4 volumes of audio dramatizations featuring beloved Louis L'Amour's Western tales. The Highwaymen albums, featuring iconic performers' unique voices and perspectives, are pivotal milestones in country music history. They transcend being mere song compilations, personal life, and relationships. Kris Kristofferson's personal life has been full of surprises and ups and downs. His first marriage to Frances Mavia Beer in 1960 marked the start of his family life experience. Before divorcing in 1969, they had 2 children, Tracy and Chris. The initial marriage served as a foundation for subsequent partnerships, representing a period of youth and education. Along with other celebrities, the singer-songwriter also enjoyed lengthy, high-profile relationships with many of his fellow musicians from the 1970s. In addition to Janis Joplin, a writer and the sometimes estranged daughter of Nancy and President Ronald Reagan, folk icon Joan Baez revealed her liaison with Kristofferson to the Chicago Tribune. And Carly Simon described her time with the singer as a slam-dunk deranged month or so in her memoir.
You don't have to thank them for the privilege of giving them something good.
His second marriage was to Rita Coolidge in 1973, a fellow vocalist with whom he had co-produced the successful album Full Moon. It was a marriage of musical ability as well as heart. They released multiple albums and numerous hit songs together, which helped them establish themselves as a well-known pair in the 1970s music scene. Although they worked together personally and professionally, their relationship had its share of difficulties and ended in divorce in the year 1980. He married Lisa Myers in 1983, which lasted a long time. They are parents to 5 kids: Kelly, Jod, Jesse, Blake, and Johnny.
The best thing about my life is my kids and my wife.
Kris Kristofferson's marriage has provided stability, love, and support during his career's ups and downs and his challenges, stabilizing his life. His bond with Johnny Cash has been one of the most important. Their relationship developed into a close and enduring friendship after Kris took the risk of landing a helicopter in Johnny Cash's yard.
All right, I'm about 14 miles.
This was a spiritual connection as much as a meeting of musical minds, with Cash serving as a mentor, collaborator, and lifelong friend. Resurgence of acting, career, and accolades. In the 1990s, Kris Kristofferson experienced a renaissance in his acting career, notably portraying Sheriff Charlie Wade in the critically acclaimed film Lone Star. This marked the resurgence that led to his most iconic role as Abraham Whistler in the Blade series.
Wander off the beaten path, Doctor. My name's Abraham Whistler.
In a poignant twist, Whistler, a broken-hearted vampire hunter who mentors the titular character, was not part of Marvel Comics, but a creation by screenwriter David Goyer. Kristofferson's outstanding performance in Lone Star overshadowed Goyer's initial casting considerations, prompting him to reprise the role in 2 Blade sequels. Beyond his memorable turns in films like Planet of the Apes and Payback, Kristofferson continued to make waves in his musical endeavors. Notably, his albums like Feeling Mortal, This Old Road, and Closer to the Bone secured spots in the country's top 40, while accolades from the Grammy Awards, Songwriters Hall of Fame, and Country Music Hall of Fame underscore his artistic excellence. The love and admiration from peers and fans truly accentuate his legacy. Kristofferson's impact transcends entertainment. He's been a staunch advocate for social justice, fearlessly opposing the Vietnam War and championing causes close to his heart, such as supporting farmers, Native Americans, and the working class. His art and activism converge, portraying him not merely as an entertainer, but as a voice for the voiceless and a champion of the underdog. His career is a fusion of action and art, redemption and social justice permeating his music. Whether through public speeches or benefit concerts, Kristofferson's commitment to leveraging his influence for the greater good is evident. The influence of Kris Kristofferson's life and work is immeasurable, resonating across generations, cultural boundaries, and genres. His films have entertained and inspired millions, while his songs have become anthems for those seeking comfort and understanding. His activism has shed light on important societal concerns, making him a symbol of sincerity in action, whether in activism, acting, or music, an integral part of his enduring legacy. Hold on to your sanity, folks, because today's subscribers pick features the legendary Kris Kristofferson gracing a national TV show in just his underpants. You will think Kris Kristofferson is selling all his things as he prepares to die. Shocked? Intrigued? Did he lose his marbles or his mortgage? Contrary to popular speculation, it does not result from financial ruin or midlife crises. According to our sources, Kristofferson has embarked on a reflective quest for understanding and truth in his music and personal life. This episode of sartorial minimalism is a symbolic gesture, an outward expression of his inner journey towards simplicity. We're all for embracing one's spiritual side, but could he not have left a little something for decency? It's a puzzle that has left the audience bewildered and intrigued. What's your take on this divinely unconventional wardrobe choice? Drop your musings and conspiracy theories in the comments below, and let's collectively decode the mysteries of Kris Kristofferson's fashion-forward spiritual awakening. Health battles and misdiagnosis. While marked by extraordinary accomplishments and profound creativity, Kris Kristofferson's journey has also been a testament to resilience, especially in the face of health challenges. The narrative takes a poignant turn in the years leading up to the 20s, particularly concerning his memory. The lyrical icon grappled with the unsettling prospect of losing the very essence of his identity, his memories. In his 70s, Kristofferson encountered memory loss, initially misdiagnosed as early-stage Alzheimer's disease or dementia, resulting from past concussions during his sports-filled youth. This period saw him disoriented at events, struggling to encapsulate these experiences as a song. The diagnosis of Alzheimer's, a degenerative brain condition, cast a shadow on Kris, his family, and his admirers. It felt like a painter losing their sense of color or a musician losing their hearing, an impending loss of the foundational elements of his artistic and personal self. A bleak prospect loomed, suggesting his rich life experiences might gradually disappear. Yet, as if scripted for the stage, further medical examinations unveiled an unexpected twist. In 2016, a positive test for Lyme disease emerged as an unforeseen ray of hope. It turned out that Kris Kristofferson's memory issues weren't due to Alzheimer's, but rather Lyme disease. Lyme disease poses diagnostic challenges due to its subtle and diverse symptoms, often resembling other illnesses. The erroneous Alzheimer's diagnosis, a profound medical error, had become a turning point. Instead of preparing for a future clouded by Alzheimer's, Kristofferson and his loved ones discovered that the true cause was a treatable illness. Some days he's perfectly normal, and it's easy to forget that he is even battling anything, shared his wife Lisa with Rolling Stone. The origin of his illness is traced back to a tick bite during the filming of Disappearances in Vermont in 2006. The revelation brought immense relief, a second chance, a beacon of hope in the face of a dire prognosis. With proper diagnosis and Lyme disease treatment, Kristofferson's significant improvement in symptoms, including memory problems, marked not just a medical triumph, but a personal one. It attested to his resilience and unwavering spirit. The larger narrative of Kris Kristofferson's battle underscores a systemic issue in healthcare, the complexity of identifying and treating conditions with vague, common symptoms. It emphasizes the necessity for comprehensive medical evaluations and the importance of seeking second or third opinions. Kristofferson reclaimed a life free from the deceptive shadow of Alzheimer's. His story resonates not just as a personal triumph, but also as a call to awareness for Lyme disease, a condition with elusive symptoms that can have serious implications if misdiagnosed. A poet's reflection on morality. As Kris Kristofferson finds himself at the contemplative crossroads of a remarkable life, he introspects with the grace and wisdom that only a fully lived life can provide. At the age of 87, he embodies the spirit of a poet who has consistently faced the world with unfiltered sincerity and authenticity. In these private moments of reflection, the true essence of Kris Kristofferson, both as an artist and as a man, becomes vividly apparent. Ever wondered about the thoughts that race through the mind of a legend when they confront the inevitability of life's closure? This is the juncture in Kristofferson's life where he confronts his mortality, embracing it with a unique beauty that is both poignant and enlightening. A serene acceptance marks his perspective on life and death, a perspective derived not from fear or regret, but from a wealth of lived experiences. Recognizing the value in each day and moment spent in creation, love, and life, Kristofferson has made significant decisions, opting to simplify his life, divest belongings, and make pragmatic preparations for the unavoidable. This includes liquidating all his possessions, notably his expansive 550-acre property in California. Beyond being a mere transaction, this symbolic act acknowledges the transient nature of life and the possessions accumulated along the journey. Why this move, one might wonder? Kris Kristofferson's final act of love is a heartfelt gift to those he holds dear. Rather than burdening his heirs with material complexities, he leaves them with the simplicity of financial security, accompanied by the rich tapestry of memories and stories associated with each item. Consider the tales that could emanate from every corner of the ranch, stories of penned songs, pivotal decisions, and moments of quiet reflection. These might be mere objects to an observer, but to Kristofferson they represent chapters in a well-lived life. Kristofferson approaches preparing for the end with composed dignity and turns it into a meaningful journey. It's not about surrender. It's a deliberate acknowledgement and arrangement for those who will follow his path. This systematic approach speaks volumes about Kris. He is considerate, thoughtful, and always looking out for others, even in his final moments. Through it all, he remains a beacon of strength and resilience. His journey through the various chapters of life, health, and personal struggles hasn't diminished his spirit. Instead, it has endowed him with a unique outlook on life that cherishes each breath and moment while understanding the fleeting nature of existence. In this reflective phase of his life, he prepares for the end and celebrates the journey. Each item sold becomes a poignant testament to a life fully embraced. His preparations for the inevitable transcend practicalities. The closing verses of a moving song, the concluding pages of a best-selling novel, and the serene finale of an epic film. The Great Sell-Off. At the age of 87, Kris Kristofferson is selling all his things as he prepares to die. Kris Kristofferson is in the midst of a profound transformation that involves parting ways with his material possessions. However, his motivation goes beyond personal reasons. He's also considerate of his heirs, opting to leave them with cash instead of more cumbersome assets. This autumnal chapter of his life unfolds a rich narrative about his philosophy on life, legacy, and the art of letting go. Imagine deciding what to retain and what to release after a life as vibrant and fulfilling as Kris Kristofferson's. For him, the answer lies in pragmatism and simplicity. His sprawling 550-acre ranch in California, a centerpiece in this grand sell-off, is not just a property, it's a repository of memories, a sanctuary where ideas blossomed, songs were born, and lives were fully lived. Valued at a staggering $7.2 million, the ranch transcends being a mere asset. It's a fragment of his soul. Nevertheless, he approaches parting with it in his characteristic, unattached, and forward-thinking manner, easing the financial transition for his family after his departure. Consider the countless stories embedded in the walls of that ranch, tales of late-night jam sessions, tranquil moments, and bursts of creative brilliance. Selling such a significant place is more than a transaction. It's a poignant closure to a substantial chapter of one's life. Yet Kristofferson executes it with composure and clarity, recognizing the transitory nature of material possessions, regardless of their sentimental value. His actions reflect a life philosophy marked by practicality, free from unnecessary complexities, a testament to a man who has consistently lived life on his terms, unafraid of making tough decisions. This sell-off is no exception. It's a final act of responsibility and care carried out with the well-being of his loved ones in mind. However, selling the property is just one facet of this compelling story. Other items, each with its unique tale and connection to Kris's life and work, become part of this extensive sell-off. It's a reflective and emotionally charged process that requires revisiting his history, sifting through tangible remnants of a life lived in the limelight, and deciding what stays and what goes. Amidst it all, his health battles, such as the misdiagnosis of Alzheimer's and the subsequent revelation of Lyme disease, remain in the background, shaping his perspective on life and death. Understanding the fragility of health and the unpredictability of life, Kristofferson takes meticulous steps to ensure his affairs are in order, sparing his family from the financial burden of his legacy. The act of liquidating his possessions serves as a poignant reminder of the inevitability we all face, a reflection of the circle of life where we enter the world with nothing and leave it the same way. Kristofferson's approach to this reality is admirable, marked by the same courage and integrity that have defined his life. This phase becomes a lesson in humility, letting go, and recognizing the transient nature of our earthly possessions, an intricate tapestry more than just a means to an end. By shedding these material obligations, he unburdens himself and paves the way for his heirs to navigate their journey with open minds and arms. As he prepares for the final act of his life, Kristofferson's relationships provide a glimpse into the man behind the legend. Love, loss, triumphs, and challenges have woven a tapestry of depth and sincerity into his character. Through it all, Kris Kristofferson remains a legend, a man of integrity and character who has embraced life with laughter, love, and a profound appreciation for his professional highs and minimal lows. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.